Alright, so hey guys, I'm back after a very, very long absence. And as you can probably tell from the title, that absence was due to a bunch of things happening in the past month and a half. And honestly, I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase because I don't want to skirt around the issue anymore. Um, I've been diagnosed with major depressive disorder, anxiety, and I've attempted suicide and contemplated suicide multiple times in my life. And that may have been a very abrupt introduction to what's gonna go on in this video. But I'm not gonna beat around the bush anymore. I just want to talk about it upfront, straightforward, because by this time this video goes up, it would be World Mental Health Day. And one thing I've always advocated about, a personal advocacy of mine, is to make sure that in some way, shape, or form, I'm helping somebody out there, be it a stranger or somebody I know. Helping people deal with their issues and cope with their problems has always been one of my personal goals, I guess, personal passions, because a lot of times I wish that somebody would have helped me, or I knew somebody that was going through what I was going through. So this is why I'm making this video. And a quick side note, I'm not gonna talk about any of my personal issues or the personal things that I go through, because that's not the point of this video. The best way I feel like I could help the YouTube community by talking about my story is by talking about how being a content creator, being a YouTuber, being on YouTube has affected my mental health. Because I've done my research last night, multiple times in the past, and it's barely been talked about openly and candidly. People will mention that they have depression, people will mention that they have anxiety. Very few very brave souls have dedicated an entire video to really talking about what goes on with their mental health state and the cogs that turn in their head regarding that. So I'm hoping to make a change, and to be quite honest with you, I don't know how many people are gonna watch this, or how much this is actually gonna help the greater scheme of things. But at the end of the day, if I'm able to help at least one soul, I think I've done my job. But yeah, so basically, what explains my very long absence, at least in YouTube terms, in YouTube years, is because I am, or I've been burnt out. I'm exhausted, or I was exhausted. I honestly don't know where I am in my life right now, where my head is. But I was faking this confidence, this happiness, this contentness with what I was doing. To be quite honest with you, the main issue I've had going forward with this whole YouTube thing is that I feel like the effort I put in doesn't get the payoff I feel it deserves. And I'm just gonna put it out there because people close to me know this, but for those who may not know this, I'm not doing this for the clout. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not doing this for the fame like a bunch of other YouTubers are doing. I'm doing this because this is my craft. This is what I know I can do and what I'm best at. And I put my heart and soul into every single video I do, into every single concept I think of, even down to the goddamn descriptions, promos on my Instagram and on my Facebook page and all of that good jazz. I make sure that everything is 100% what I want. And to be quite honest with you, as a content creator, it's the most heartbreaking thing to know that your effort isn't paying off. And I think it's not just for us YouTubers, anyone who is genuinely passionate about art and creating feels that way. You know, the whole concept of a starving artist is that it's not that we want money or notoriety for what we do. We just want to be appreciated. And I feel, as maybe conceited as it may sound, my efforts just aren't rewarded. And that gradually took a toll on my mental health. It was a problem I was willing to just like brush aside and power through this, because I know I'm not gonna get the instant gratification that very few lucky, fortunate YouTubers have achieved. But in some way, I do wish I did. Because one thing I can say is that before this came along, I honestly felt like I had no purpose. I honestly felt like at some point in time, I was gonna take my own life and just move on into whatever the hell happens when I am gone. That at the end of the day, maybe I've done my job on this planet, and then this came along, and I've had an amazing year, albeit multiple ups and downs. I could say that I was happy, and I might say that I am still happy. Just a little hurt, a little setback. But the reason why I really needed to take that step back, and honestly, I only decided to take a step back a couple weeks ago after a very intense meltdown. The reason why I decided to take a step back from all of this is because I can't afford to hate the one thing that I love the most. I realized that there was no way in all hell and earth that I was going to allow myself to hate creating. Because it's everything to me. But the pressures really just like weigh me down, man. And they still weigh me down until now. And to be quite honest with you, like, I want to create, but I just can't. And my mind keeps telling me that nobody gives a shit about you, nobody cares about you, nobody's gonna watch your shit into the future anyways. And sure, maybe I've just been at this for a year, but to be quite honest with you, the best way I've explained it to people is that I'm only starting to figure things out for myself in this past year. And I'm not saying that's like nobody else is going through or has gone through what I'm going through. But I remember reading something before saying that people that have been suffering from depression, or people who have been lost for a good majority of their lives, the moment that they do get out of that severe rut, that's the first day of their lives. And it's like being reborn again, and it's like baby steps, you're figuring everything out again. And albeit that possibly being a wonderful thing, a beautiful thing, it's also really fucking tough. Because I look around myself and I feel pressured because I have friends graduating, I have friends working already, earning a decent sum of money, and here I am talking to a goddamn camera for a living. And even though I do have a job, it's not paying the bills, if that makes sense. I'm fortunate to be living under my parents' roof still, even being a problematic ass child to them. I don't want to pressure myself anymore. But the unfortunate truth is, who I am is somebody that once I am passionate about something, once I've committed my soul and my heart to something, I want it done perfectly. And I know nothing's perfect, but I want it done to the best of my capabilities. Just like a little behind the scenes information. When I do edit a video, for a 5-second clip, I could spend upwards to an hour on just one short clip. Because I want every single detail to be perfect, because it's my art, it's my craft. And I refuse to settle for anything less. And maybe that's my problem. Because a bunch of other YouTubers, and I'm not saying it's their fault or there's anything wrong with it, but they'll just splice clips together, a few couple can burns here and there, a few filters here and there, and they're all good. Upload a video, nice. They get over 1,000, over 10,000, over 100,000 views. But for me, I spent all that effort, and to be quite honest with you, it hurts that I can't achieve that, and I don't, and maybe I'm being negative now, but I feel like I won't ever achieve that. I love what I do, don't get me wrong. I love every bit of doing YouTube, but I was on the way to hating it because of things and circumstances that I mentally can't handle and psychologically can't handle. I'm trying my best to keep a level head through all this, through everything, not just filming this video, through everything. But it gets hard. It gets really hard, and it gets dark, and it gets lonely. And add to that my personal shit. I was numb for a while. And that was the one thing that I promised myself I would never be. I would tell all of my friends, be everything and anything but numb. And I fell into that trap. I fell into that hole. And that was my breaking point. I was ready to call it quits. But at this point in time, I am slowly crawling my way out of that pit. Maybe an inch a day. At the end of the day, I'm like trying my best to get out of that, because albeit the YouTube thing itself not necessarily going the way I had envisioned or I had planned, so many opportunities have presented themselves to me, some of which I already have sabotaged because of my own fucking issues. By the time of me filming this, a couple days ago, I was so blessed and so fortunate to have a hosting gig that I was actually like compensated for justly. And you're gonna see that video hopefully next week. And 2 days from now, I'm gonna have another hosting gig, this time much bigger in scale, like an actual launch event for Gringo. And to be quite honest with you, even though I'm so excited for both things, there's like a huge fear inside of me right now. Like, once I'm done with my hosting gig on Friday, I won't have anything else to do, and I'm just gonna go spiral back and do nothing. And be nothing, because I don't know. I'm not gonna cry. I'm surprised I haven't cried yet, to be quite honest with you. But I don't want there to be nothing. But I'm scared there's gonna be nothing left after that. And it's a dark place up here in my head. It's really fucking dark sometimes. And I try my best not to expose myself to people or to anyone anymore, because it's the whole cliche thing of being a burden, or like being a weight to people that don't need that weight anymore, because we're all going through our shit. man. We're all going through shit. We all have our own issues. But one thing I'm really fighting myself to believe is that I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Even though I don't know where I can go for now. All I guess I can really say is that if anybody's out there that's watching this that's struggling with depression, anxiety, or suicidal thoughts, I'm really 100% capable and willing to help you. I'd much rather help people than help myself, to be quite honest with you. And that's one of my faults. But at this point in time, that's the one thing that makes me happy, and that's why I'm doing this. Is to know that in some way, hopefully, I get to help somebody out there. And I'm just scared shitless, to be quite honest with you, to upload this. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload it anymore, because like there's so much doubt going through my head. But I'm probably gonna force myself to upload this because I want to help somebody out there. Because honestly, sometimes like I feel like nobody's really willing to help me. Even though I know there are people out there, I feel that there aren't. And that's a horrible place to be in. And we all deserve better, to be quite honest with you. And I guess the one resolve I have right now is that I will try my best to find a therapist to help me sort through this shit, because I want to feel motivated again. I want to have that year back, man, of happiness. I want to have that year back. And I don't want it to just be a year. I want it to be a goddamn lifetime. I want to be able to do what I do for the rest of my goddamn life. But sometimes I feel like my life is just so fucking short. And I don't know where I'm gonna go. Or how I'm gonna do things. I can see myself like living for maybe a couple more years, but to be quite honest with you, I'm scared. Because I don't know what I want to do. I guess the reason why I'm still alive is because I want to do so many fucking things. But even though I want to do those so many fucking things, it gets hard, man. It gets really hard sometimes. I want to feel motivated again. I want to feel passion again. I want to feel driven again to do this. But it's tiring. But one thing I want all of us, or like the small amount of people that are gonna watch this, and the one thing I want all of us to come out of this, or filming this or watching this, is I don't mind doing and going through all of that together, as long as we all come out of it happy and fulfilled. I've dedicated my life to this, and I don't want to lose sight of that. I don't want to lose sight of myself, because I guess a thought that has stuck with me for a very long time was something that Miss Cracker said in one of the Untucks of season 10. She is saying something along the lines of like, I know what I can do. I know my talents. I can say that I'm great at this, and I can say that this is who I am, but at the end of the day, I can't really say that I love myself yet. And that's heartbreaking to some of you, I know that, but that's honestly all I've really been. I was a lost teenager. I was a generic teenager who was just happy. I wouldn't say happy, but just living their lives, being a teenager. But once I graduated high school, or once I was thrusted into college, I was still living in that bubble, that deluded bubble, and then once that bubble burst, it took a while of figuring things out, and I did figure things out for a while. And I guess I'm at that stage again where I have to figure things out once more. And I know I'm gonna have to figure things out time and again moving forward. Because I've said it in the past, and it's not even a joke, but like, you're not living if you're not learning. And you're never gonna figure everything out. But you still have to try your best to. And I'm at that point in my life. I hope this helps somebody out there. I hope this reaches the right people. I hope you guys are able to take something out of this, and I honestly don't even know if it goddamn made sense, but I'm still gonna force myself to upload this anyways. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know how many of you guys made it here to this very moment, because I know I've been filming for a while. But all I can really say is thank you. That's one thing I hope I never lose, is my gratitude to every single thing, every single small thing, every single big thing that goes my way, that comes my way. Because to be quite honest, I never thought I'd even make it this far. And I'm sure a lot of you who have dealt with depression, who have dealt with suicidal thoughts, are thinking the same. But guess what? We're here. We're fucking here. And I'm not just telling this to you guys, I'm telling this to myself as well. Each day is some sort of small victory. Each week, a bigger victory than that. And I hope we all can keep fighting. I hope we can just keep going. Because the world needs... In some way, shape or form, I like to believe that the world needs us. We have stories to tell. We have people to help. And that's why I'm still alive. And for however many years I have left, I want to be able to fulfill that. I want to be able to do that. And I expect nothing in return. And that's okay. I just want to be able to make sure that in some way, shape, or form, people out there are helped and taken care of. Whether I know you or not. Whether you watch this video or not. I want to make sure that everybody's okay. Even when I'm not. Because that's just who I am. I want you all to be happy as well. Everyone deserves a chance to be happy. And maybe I do too. But at this point in time, I'm choosing everyone else over myself. And I'll figure things out for myself along the way. Don't worry. If anybody's actually worrying. I've been through the shitter. I've been put through things that most people probably haven't gone through. And I'm not saying that my problems are more or less than anybody else's. But one thing I've gathered from going through those things is that I'm here for people that go through shit. No matter how small or how big, I'm here. And gradually maybe I'll learn to be here and be there for myself. All I can really say is, like, I don't really want to ramble on much longer, but all I can really say is that I love you guys. I love you so fucking much. and know that somebody else loves you, somebody else cares for you, and you're not alone. Because even though I feel like I am, I know that I'm not. And that's the conundrum that I fight with myself every day. And I want you to know that if we're gonna if you're fighting through that, we can fight through that together, and we can hopefully get better together. I deserve so much more, you deserve so much more. And yeah, once again, thank you if you made it this far. And hopefully my story was able to reach the people that it needs to reach. I don't expect much people to see this, but you know what, to the people that did watch, thank you so much, because I needed to do this for myself. And thank you for letting me do this for myself and allowing me and actually listening to my story, because a lot of people haven't, and I don't blame them. I hold no grudges in my heart, but if you do, if you have listened to this, thank you so much. You have no idea. So yeah, see you guys soon. See you guys soon, guys.